to begin, I've already done my brow. The way I'll see is quite dramatic, but I just thought I'd talk you through the concealers that I use to prime my eyes and to carve my brows out. The two concealers I love to use when I'm doing more of a dramatic eye look are the MAC Select Cover Up in NW15, and then I love to use the Tarte Shape Tape in Fair. These are very light, and I'm aware they're too light for my skin tone when I have tan on, but I prefer to use a lighter base, as then the shadow becomes, it looks a lot more pigmented and it looks a lot more brighter. It's good to have a nice clear base, and also it really helps make the brow bone pop more too. So that's why I really do enjoy using either of these as a base when I'm doing a more dramatic look. If I want to go for a more natural look, like eyeshadow wise or whatever, if I just want to do a dark brown grungy smoky eye, then I'll just use the Rimmel London Wake Me Up in the shade True Ivory. Don't know if my camera's focusing or not because it's been really bad recently at focusing, but today I'm going to use my MAC Select Cover Up in NW15. This is more of a pink tone because it's NW15, but to be honest, myself and the girl in MAC at the time when I went in the shop swatched it, and even she said that it looks more sort of white, which is what I tend to sort of like. See, as you can see, it looks far too light for my skin tone, but then you'll see once we apply shadow over it, then it just makes the shadow pop more. I carve my brow out with it. When I've got too much on the lid, I just pat over it with a fluffy like concealer brush like this. Just pat it down so I get rid of all the excess product. So I'm not blending, I'm literally just like dabbing over it, and then as I start to get to this part, just dab over that, then I just carve it out. And I'll just be really careful just not to get any in my eyebrow. Like that. Then I'm just going to go over with the brush, dab over more and blend that all in. If you feel like you have got any in your eyebrow, then just take your brush or brow pencil and just go over it. So I'll just leave it like that, and then I'm going to do my eyes first today because I am using the ABH Subculture palette, and I had a bit of a fail with that in my last video, so I want to actually do my eyes first today. I just then take the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer brush, which is my favourite brush for packing down shadow, like my powders, and just take it in to my translucent powder. This is the Airspun powder, and I just pack that over. So I pack it down and then I just blend it in. I make sure not to blend it in to start with, because then you can like move the concealer. So you just want to pat the powder down like that and then blend it in. Then I'll just take a fluffy brush. There. Okay, I'm just going to take this eyeshadow brush and just flick away any excess, and that's how you do it. Starting with eyeshadow, I'm going to be taking the Subculture palette, which looks like this. You might have seen it if you've seen my other video, and I'm going to start off with the shade Dawn. Now I'm taking this on a Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease brush, and I'm just going to tap in the shadow like that. I'm going to blend that into my crease, and I'm going to tap again. My neighbour is making weird noises outside. I think he thinks he's a puppy. As you can see, that shade blends really nice. I literally just tapped into the pan. Ignore my eyebrows today, they're having a bad day. They look how I feel. Then I'm going to go into the shade Roxy. I'm going to tap it into the crease. I'll start on the outer crease, then I'll start to blend it in towards the front part, just here before the sort of my brow hairs stick up. I'm just sort of tracing out my crease. See, that has blended so nicely. I'm going to take New Wave, which is the shade that we took last time. And this is one of the shades that works, but then it sort of messed it up. I'm taking this into the crease and I'm just blending it out, like up higher. Okay, that looks quite nice. I'm then going to take, see, this is where it gets tricky, because then you don't like know what to take. I'm going to take Fudge, and this is the shade that I'm quite nervous to try, because a lot of people had so many issues with this shade. Like, I think this is the shade that everyone's like complaining about. I need my Morphe brush. Right, I'm going to take a Morphe M507, which is a really, really tiny, precise, fluffy brush. And I'm going to take Fudge. I'm tapping and I'm going to tap any excess off. I'm going to place this to my crease. Okay, I don't think there's anything coming off of that at all. I'm going to use the actual mirror that comes with. I'm literally like just tracing the crease. At this point I'm not tapping off any excess because I'm going to cover the lid. So I'm just blending in really tiny motions. I'm building it up. I'm hardly even touching my eye, to be honest with you. I'm going to grab my Zoeva brush and I'm going to grab New Wave and go over it. Okay, it almost looks like it's blending. I'm going to take a MAC 217 and I'm going to take New Wave and put it right in here. Blend it into it. It almost looks like it's blending. If you're really light-handed, bring in Fudge a bit higher up and then I just take MAC 227. Just blend the edges out quite quick. Okay, I'm quite impressed that it has blended, but you shouldn't have to go through that much to get it to blend. I'm going to take it into this inner corner here, and the outer corner. I'm going to take more of New Wave. Now Fudge has blended into this like orangey colour. Don't know if you'll be able to see that. Just got to try and get the other eye to do that. I'm going to grab a fluffy brush and just blend around all of the colours. It does look a bit patchy in my crease right here, but we can work with that. But it has blended out quite well now. Better than I thought it would have. For my lid, I'm going to take the shade Axis, which is this one. And I'm going to pack that on with a Urban Decay flat shader brush. This is from the Electric palette. And just pat it twice onto that shadow. And I'm going to pack down onto my lid. I'm applying the shadow and then I'll blend it out with its own colour, as I think that's what a lot of people have said to do with a lot of the colours in this palette that are darker. I want that sort of rounded shape. And then I'm going to grab my Morphe M507 and grab Fudge and Axis and then take it into the crease. I'm taking Axis on its own, blending that into the crease. And then I'm taking more Fudge and blending that over the top. Like so. Then I'm going to grab my MAC 217, take some of New Wave, and blend that over the top of both shades. And I'm just going to take my brush a bit higher up into this upper crease area and blend it into New Wave very gradually, like that. And I'm just going to keep taking New Wave, blending all the colours together. And Fudge, I'm just basically meeting Fudge in the middle of the green and this sort of yellow. I'm just going to go over the green with my shadow brush and pack more down onto the lid in the areas I need it most. This is another reason why I've done my eyes first before my face, because these shadows have a lot of fallout. Even though I'm just literally touching them once and applying them, they have so much fallout. This is because they're obviously so pigmented. Then I'm just going to go around the edges of that green, blend it into the brown. Take my big fluffy brush. I'm going to do my other eye off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, my eyes look super messy. I'm going to clean up with a wipe. I haven't done this in ages. Just shows how messy the eyeshadows are. I've got so much fallout literally all over my nose and everywhere. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my glitter primer from NYX and I'm going to apply this onto my lid. I'm going to use my MAC 242 flat shader brush to apply this. So I take a layer on the back of my hand and I just take a thin bit and I just pack this where I want this shadow to go. I like having it quite high up to open my eyes, and I normally just like to have it on my lid halfway, like that. So I'm going to take the shade Electric, pack that on my lid. I feel like it's easier to use your finger, so that's what I'm going to do. Much better with your finger. With the harder to reach areas, I'm going to use the brush. So in this inner corner bit here, I'm going to use the brush around the edges. I'm going to go back with axis just to blend over the top of that. And then make this outer corner here very dark. Right, I've done my best with trying to blend this. It's just certain parts are okay. You have to like build it up so much so it doesn't look messy and it keeps going patchy. I'm gonna add some eyeliner and lashes, I think. I'm gonna take the NYX matte liquid liner and I'm just gonna draw a line. Like this bit here, there's just like this big chunk of eyeshadow. It just looks so... When you do that, your eyeshadow should not do that, I swear. It looks fucking shit. When you try to blend it, nothing happens. You literally just have to go like this all the time. Lashes that I'm gonna wear are the SK lashes in Chelsea. They look like this. Using the Revlon Precision Clear Lash Glue. My lashes are on. I think they sort of make the makeup look not as bad. But there's like patchy bits here. I don't know if you're able to tell on camera. But I'm just going to move on and do the rest of my skin. I'm just going to apply the L'Oreal Paris Extraordinary Facial Oil. And I'm just going to apply the tiniest bit of this in the places I get dry. Around my forehead. Oh my god, I still got green eyeshadow. This green eyeshadow is really pissing me. It's literally all over my table, all over my hand. Excuse my green forehead. But I'm then going to apply my L'Oreal Hydra Genius Aloe Water. And we're just going to do pumps. I'm going to put this all over my skin. Put this down my neck, around the head. Then for foundation, I'm gonna take the Illamasqua Skin Base Foundation in 11.5. This is what I tried the other day in my first impressions video and I really like it. I haven't even put my primer on. For primer, I'm gonna use my Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer in the Radiant Primer. I'm just waiting for my moisturiser. Right, I'm gonna apply this. That's what I'm putting like shaving cream on. I'm going to take some of the foundation on the back of my hand. I'm going to, oh my god, okay, I think I got too much. Then I'm going to take some of the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in Moonlight. And I'm going to mix these with the foundation on the back of my hand. And I'm going to apply that all over my face. I'm going to take some of the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Toast because that foundation is a bit on the light side for my fake tan on my neck. This is going to warm up my face and define it a bit more. I'm taking my Real Techniques contour brush and I'm taking a bit of the foundation on the back of my hand, mixing it in and then blending it in. As you can see, it warms it up straight away. Then I'm just taking my beauty blender and going around that, and I have a spot on my face. I'm going to take some of my Rimmel London Wake Me Up concealer over my little spot. And then I'm going to take some of that underneath my eyes, just to brighten underneath my eyes as the eyes are quite dark on top. I'm just blending that in. To set that, the powder I'm going to use is the one I always use, the Coty Airspun one. I'm going to use this e.l.f. blush brush. I'm going to set my under eye with that by pressing it in and brushing away the excess. I'm going to set where I contoured as well. In the middle of my head. Bronzer, I'm going to be taking the MAC Give Me Sun. Blusher, I'm taking Wet n Wild's Colour Icon Blush in Pearlescent Pink. Under my eye, I'm taking the colour Fudge. I'm just going to take that directly underneath. I'm then going to take this little small brush again. I'm going to take this end and use Axis. I'm going to run this along my lash line. I'm meeting it up with the top eyeshadow. I'm going to take a flat shadow brush. I'm going to take this Decay one and I'm going to take some powder in the lid. And I'm going to like cut the eyeshadow so it has like a clean cut to it. Take some of the translucent powder and I'm literally going to place it this corner part here so it's really defined. Like that. Sneeze. So right next to the lash line, blending it into the lashes, taking it to make the top shadow. Then I'm going to get this little brush, blend axis into it. I'm just going to grab my big powder brush and just that green eyeshadow off my nose. And then I'm going to take more of that translucent powder on this side of my face and put it like that. I'm going to just take more of axis like that to meet it up with that. I'm going to leave that like that for a second, like that. I need to make the inner corner and the brow bone pop. I'm going to use my little Morphe B42 pencil brush and I'm going to take cube. I'm going to dot this in a corner. I'm going to keep packing it down and a bit on the brow bone. I feel like this should have been more of a white. It's quite different, but I don't know. I don't know how many people would actually use this as a brow bone highlight or an inner corner highlight, to be honest. That's the way that powder, like that. So I'm going to zoom in on the eyes. I'm going to set my brows. Actually, I'm going to add some highlighter first. I'm going to take my Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops again. And I'm going to dot them on my face. I haven't used these dry yet. I'm taking my beauty blender and dab into my skin. No, I don't think they work over powder. Those people say they do, but I don't think they do. I'm just going to take my favourite highlighting palette, which is this Nicole Guerrero Anastasia palette. And I'm going to take Kitty Cat and just put that over that Cover FX highlight. That's actually ruined the makeup. Okay, I'm going to try this on the other side of my face. That looks a lot better without that Cover FX highlighter drops. Ah, looks so stupid. I don't know how people can say that you can use them on top of powder. They don't work. No cream product ever seems to work on top of powder for me. I'm going to contour my nose the tiniest bit with my MAC Give Me Sun. This is a very orange tone bronzer, but I'm very orange at the moment anyway, so let's go for it. I'm going to take a bit of Forever Lit on my finger. Like that. Bit on my Cupid's bow, like that. Blend, 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 blend. I'm gonna sort my brows out with my Benefit Bravo Conditioning Primer. Push the hairs up. And I know this is a primer, but I really find it helps me a lot better once I've done my brows. I don't know if you want to do that, I don't know, but that's what I do and it works for me. Then I was set. BRB. Can't find my Benefit one, so I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel and just push those brow hairs up. Push these ones down and the ones at the front up. Trying to grow my brow hairs. I love the wand on this. Just wish it was like smaller so you could get like more precisely into your brow. I feel like I need a different lip liner than my next one. I'm trying to find my Rimmel Stay Matte Liquid lipsticks. I can't find them. Let's step away from the next lip liner. It's got the shade Nude Truffle, which I've worn before. This is more of a cool tone nude. I need to sharpen this. Just remembered I haven't put any mascara on. Right, that will do. I'm going to try this Be My Baby Rimmel lipstick with this. I think it'll be too pink, but yeah, it's far too pink. Okay, skipping that, I'm going to use my Nip and Fab liquid lipstick in Cool Nude. There you have that. I think that looks quite cool, literally. Mascara, I'm taking the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. This is one of my favourites. I'm just going to coat my top lashes, meet them with the falsies, and apply this to my bottom lashes too. This lip colour does actually look quite dark. This is my desk after using the palette. Right, so the one last thing I'm going to do is add some of the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. So I'm just going to mist some of this onto my face. On this side too. This is the finished makeup look. I feel like I would add a gloss to this. Which one's this? Undress by ABH. I think I'd add a gloss. Don't know how I feel about it being so matte. I'm going to add some more of this Nip and Fab liquid lipstick. I'm going to change my top and see if that makes a difference. I think it's because the top's so dark and the eyes are so dark, so it's sort of making me look really weird. So after a quick outfit change, so this is the finished look. I changed it into a black t-shirt because I thought it looked better than the grey one that I had on, even though I was going to put a light t-shirt on. So yeah, you could leave this like this, or I do think that it would be nice with a red lip as well, if it was like more Christmassy sort of vibe she was going for. But I will say that with this palette, you do have to be very careful. Like, I'll show you, like, Watch when I put my finger into one of these, and literally all you have to do is touch them. Look. And you get so much pigment. So I would just say have a very light hand with these. And if you are a beginner, again, have a very light hand. And to be honest, this shade Electric is really nice, but I felt I had to build that up more. So maybe it's the shimmers more that you have to build up than the mattes, but the mattes are very, very pigmented. They're nothing like the mattes in the Modern Renaissance palette at all. I think I'll be doing a sort of comparing video of the Modern Renaissance and this palette. I think I'll do one eye Modern Renaissance and one eye Subculture, and then also that way then you get like a look with each palette. And also this is cool tone and the Modern Renaissance is warm tone. So if you like that, let me know. But yeah, I do love the colours. It's just annoying because certain parts go a bit patchy, but I feel like you just have to keep using this palette to fall in love with it. Whereas I feel like with the Modern Renaissance, first time you use it, like, you love it. I feel like with this one you need to like use it a few more times to sort of be able to learn how the shadows work. I think next time I'll try to do a warm look using the shade Adorn, because that's really nice. That's really pigmented, but the thing is I've done a lot of looks like that, so that's why I want to do like a cool tone look. The only shade I haven't swatched is the shade Mercury, I think. See, look, in the pan that looks like a light cool tone brown, and on my finger it looks so dark. And the shade Rowdy looks a lot like Hot Chocolate by ABH, but it's more purple. This one. This one. So yeah. You could do a look actually with all three of those. So you could do Mercury, Rowdy and Adorn. But look at my palette already. It looks battered already, and I've only used it like, this is the second time using it. But I feel like if you love the shades, then it's worth it for the shades. But I feel like if you want it because you want really good eyeshadows, then I wouldn't get this palette, because, I don't know, you just have to like with certain parts when they go patchy, you have to just keep building them up and that. And this eye doesn't look as blended as that eye, and yeah, I don't know. I'm still on the fence about it because I love the colours, but I don't really love how the shadows blend. So I'm just going to keep working with it, and I think I'll give it a few more tries and then I'll let you know my final opinion. And also it will help to do a video with the two different palettes together. So yeah, let me know if you'd like that. And thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know of your thoughts on the palette, if you would get the palette, if you like the shades and all of that jazz. And let me know of any looks you'd like creating the palette, because obviously where I have the palette now, I don't feel like I should let it go to waste. And I'll see you in my next video. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.